Hello and welcome to our final lesson in our training module, My Eco Footprint. There is only one corner of the universe that you can be certain of improving, and that is your own self. So you have to begin there, not outside, not on other people. That comes afterward, when you've worked on your own corner, and that's from Aldous Huxley. First, we are going to discuss how to reduce. The list here is a starting point and guidelines to start making simple changes that will make a difference. Start with the low-hanging fruit. Examine and set yourself targets or goals which are easily achievable and which do not require a lot of effort. Perform your carbon and ecological footprint calculations every year and set targets for the following year. Convince friends, family and colleagues to do theirs too and make these changes. Eat food that is in season. There is a seasonal food supply list which you can download from our website. Start a worm farm today. A worm farm is a real easy way to convert all your food scraps into the most amazing plant food. The hungry red wigglers gobble it all up and provide you not only with a compost exceptionally rich in the microorganisms that make for enthusiastic plant growth, but also with worm tea, a fabulous natural liquid fertilizer. And they do it all for free. Read the labels of the foods before you buy them, looking out for ecological and carbon footprint information. Eat more raw foods. They are healthier and do not need electricity to prepare. Start a vegetable garden. This is healthy for your body, your mind, and your spirit. Walk more. It gives you such a lovely perspective on the treasures all around us. Buy local. Purchase as much of your supplies from local producers. Eat more organic and natural foods. Your body will thank you. Become energy-wise and monitor your household usage of electricity and water resources. Get your children and their friends involved. Buy energy-efficient appliances. All future gifts you give and ask for should be eco-friendly to help create awareness in others. Save on water. Don't waste. Here is an example of a product I got my hands on recently. It works like a low-flow shower head. In fact, this little device can be installed in your shower rose at home to save water. It is ideal for someone who wants to save water but does not want to replace their shower head for any reason. Maybe you just spent a lot of money on a nice-looking, good-quality shower head and you do not want to replace it. Start recycling today. Buy the bins and get the bags and find out where to drop them off. Most big towns and cities now collect recycled items. If you can think of other ideas, and I'm sure there are so many, share them with us and with others as we are all working on reducing our footprint in any way possible. We would like to share some inspirational stories with you of how things are changing in Eden, where I live. Based on the issues that we have had to deal with, which very clearly reflect the effects of global warming, our local government is making important steps. Desalination in the garden route. The Knysna municipality is a step ahead of other coastal towns in the Southern Cape that have just experienced the worst drought reported in 132 years. The completion of an award-winning desalination plant in Sedgefield is contributing greatly in the battle to produce enough water for household use. On a daily basis, the plant purifies 1.5 megalitres of seawater for human consumption and was built at a cost of 16 million rand. Knysna now also has a fully functioning plant, and Mossel Bay and Plettenberg Bay are next to follow suit and have already sourced funding from the provincial government. Since January 2010, Sedgefield experienced severe water shortages, and now the completion of the desalination plant lightens the burden and will complement the present conventional sources of water, such as boreholes and dams. Residents of my hometown Sedgefield say we have no complaints about the quality of desalinated water, while authorities say water restrictions will remain in place despite the installation of the plant. It is expected that the use of desalinated water will be sufficient to cope with the anticipated population growth over the next 15 years. The award it won against more stiff competition is the South African Institute of Civil Engineers technical category, namely Life Beyond Our Rivers, the Sedgefield case study. The plant was also finalist in the National Environmental Awards, as well as runner-up in the Premium Environmental Awards. The seawater is purified at about 5 rand a litre, compared to a cost of about 3 rand a litre to produce water from natural resources. The salt water is pumped from the beach via 5 boreholes into the plant. A microfiltration process removes the salts, which are deposited back into the sea, while the fresh water is placed into a reservoir in the centre of Sedgefield. That's just fine for coastal cities like mine, but what about villages, towns and cities that are not situated near the sea, where they can use desalinated technology? This is going to be a huge problem for our future. So become water wise and start reducing your consumption today. It was Mahatma Gandhi that once said, "We are the makers of our own state, and as individuals who realize this fact need not, ought not, to wait for collective action." Another choice and change we can make is in the cleaning products we use on a daily basis. Choosing environmentally friendly cleaning products and removing toxic ones goes a long way towards ensuring a home with fresh, clean air. Clean air renews and rejuvenates, and it doesn't pollute our lives or the environment. Living in a less toxic home, removed from neurotoxic chemicals, improves sleep and concentration, makes babies less fussy, and gives a sense of well-being. Your household's toxic burden on the environment will be significantly reduced by following these steps, and this too can bring peace of mind. Green cleaning does not use chemical irritants such as bleach, carpet cleaners, aerosols, air fresheners, or even ammonia. These chemicals irritate the bronchial passageways of children, pets and adults with respiratory conditions. Green cleaning products include common kitchen ingredients like water, white vinegar, baking soda and Castile soap, and are safe to use on household surfaces. These ingredients are safe to use in the home and would not harm an individual if ingested, though the Castile soap would not taste good. The Environmental Protection Agency determined that the toxic chemicals found in common household cleaners are 3 times more likely to cause cancer than any other air pollutant. Using toxic chemicals to clean your home puts everyone at risk, including pets and children. Every year, millions of household poisonings are reported, many of which are fatal. The majority of these are curious children. We all know that, so why do responsible adults leave harmful cleaning products in low cupboards that children can reach? Take responsibility for our children. Get rid of the poisons and use alternatives, environmentally responsible products, to help you clean your home or office without putting your health or the environment at risk. On our website, you can download our eco-friendly cleaning.pdf, which contains inspiring and useful information that will definitely make a difference and save you money. If we live truly, we shall see truly, was what Ralph Waldo Emerson once said. Another shift that is happening as far as ecological awareness is concerned is eco-labeling, which is a voluntary method of environmental performance certification and labeling that is practiced around the world. An eco-label is a label which identifies overall environmental preferences of a product or services within a specific product range or category based on life cycle considerations. An eco-label is awarded by an impartial third party in relation to certain products or services that are independently determined to meet environmental leadership criteria. To find out more about environmental product labels, we urge you to visit these websites. And finally, the water neutral scheme. The concept of water neutrality is similar to that of carbon neutrality and was first brought about during the World Summit on Sustainable Development in 2002. Participants in the well-known international WWF or World Wildlife Fund Water Neutral Scheme are encouraged to become water neutral through a three-step process of review, reduction, and replenish. Firstly, participants are required to undertake a detailed water audit to accurately measure their monthly usage. Then a water reduction and efficiency strategy needs to be implemented to reduce as much water consumption as is reasonably possible. And finally, after all reductions have been taken into account, the balance of water that is used is offset or replenished through investments in projects that will make available new water into freshwater ecosystems, equal to the water shortage usage balance. Some of South Africa's largest corporations, including Sanlam and SA Breweries, have already committed to the scheme, translating into significant environmental, economic, and social benefits for us South Africans. As a water consumer, you can reduce your direct water footprint or home water use by installing water-saving toilets, applying a water-saving shower head, closing the tap during teeth brushing, and using less water in the garden. You could also install a grey water system. Your indirect water footprint, or the water consumption and pollution behind all the goods you buy, is much larger than your direct water footprint at home. You have basically two options to reduce your indirect water footprint. One option is to substitute a consumer product that has a large water footprint by a different type of product that has a smaller footprint. For example, by eating less red meat or becoming vegetarian, to drink tea instead of coffee, or even better, drink plain water. And replacing cotton clothes by clothes from artificial fiber saves a lot of water. An easy way to start reducing your water usage is to start monitoring the usage a lot closer. Here in Knysna, the first 6,000 litres of water I use in my home is free. Well, it's not really free. I pay a monthly levy or tariff just to have water available. And this first 6,000 litres is obviously covered by that. What I try to do is to keep my monthly usage as close to this as possible, saving water and saving me money. And all I need to do to save is to change a few of my habits, like showering more instead of bathing. This approach has its limitations, as you may find it difficult to drastically change your consumption pattern. What still remains, however, is that you can select the cotton, the beef, the coffee, etc. that has a relatively low water footprint, or that its footprint is in an area that doesn't have high water scarcity. This requires that suppliers provide you with proper information to make such choices. In this respect, ask for product transparency from businesses and regulation from governments. We urge you to visit www.waterfootprint.org and find out more about water neutrality. You can also download and watch the PowerPoint presentation called Water Footprint-presentation.ppt from our website. This has been a fascinating journey and one that we trust has informed you and motivated you to make these changes and changes in the lives of others that you know and interact with. Throughout these modules, we have shared inspiring savings with you. And to end this module, I have two very powerful sayings that I would like to share. Many of us worry about the situation of the world. We need to remain calm to see clearly. Mindfulness is a means to be aware and to try to help. And finally, the greatest leader of the century and our very own Madiba. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. Nelson Mandela. Until next time, take care of yourself and our Earth.